Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome, everyone. The doctors are in. I'm Dax Carlisle, coming to you live from Tucson, Arizona, from the Tarot Guild, now in our 16th year. I'm a tarot advisor, numerologist, and life coach. And joining me, as always, it's my fabulous co-host. She has a PhD in linguistics and is a certified life coach, currently working on her credentials in neurolinguistics and hypnotherapy. Every Friday, she joins me to dispense her wisdom and wonderful tools for life, such as mantras. Yes, we call her the Mantra Maven, and here she is live from Berkeley, California, Dr. Rose Wilkerson. Hi, Rose.
Hey, Dax. Hey, everybody. Glad to be back on the show on this wonderful Friday day. How you doing, Dax?
Good, except it's getting really hot here in Arizona. We are well into the 100 degrees. We're going to hit 107, maybe as high as 111 today. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I am in the office in the air conditioning. I normally do the show on my patio because it's always so nice and pretty out there, and really nice way to do the show, actually. Internet radio is great, you know. We've been doing this for 10 years now, and you're not stuck in a stuffy studio that's been there for 65 years, and there's various odors. No, you could do it from anywhere. You have a phone and a laptop, or even just a laptop, you know, and I just sit out on my patio and do the show. But, oh, my God, I was promoting the show and doing the behind-the-scenes work to get ready this morning, somewhere between 9 and 10, and oh my God, you know, it was already hitting 100, and I was like, you are kidding me. Okay, going in the office with the AC. Great to be back on the air. We finally got back on the air last week, and this is our second week back. We had planned a 2-week off period, which turned into a 3-week. Dr. Rose had to do her end-of-semester stuff for her Berkeley classes, you know, all that wonderful grading papers and reading reports and all, you know, writing stuff to the students and all that hard work. And
right.
Yeah. And, you know, I can't remember what happened on the third Friday. There was some kind of coinky-dink, and we couldn't make it on air. But
I think it was your
back,
phone, because you got a new phone, right? And then you needed to
that's
help
what
setting it up or something like that. Yeah.
That's right. Sometimes I've done the show via Skype, but it's been acting up lately, and the Wi-Fi and everything. And so I wanted the phone. I've been using the phone, and my battery life wasn't so good, so I upgraded, got a fabulous phone. Except they couldn't get it connected to the network. In fact, it took 8 days to get it connected to the network. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so it wasn't ready that Friday. It was ready by Saturday, and we did the Saturday show just fine, me and Mary. Just craziness going on out there. What about you? What's been happening?
You know what? I took a 2-week break off of one of my jobs, my online job, and so I've come back, and it's okay. It's a little bit more like part-time work now. But, you know, the semester ended well, you know, with the students and everything, with all of the changes and the craziness. Only had one student who didn't do very well because she kind of disappeared after the whole self-quarantine, you know, stay-at-home bit that was going on here in California, that is still going on, actually. And I don't know what happened to her. I reached out to her, but, you know, c'est la vie. So, but things are going well. We have an exciting show today. It's all about attraction and having fun with it, right? We need to have fun. We don't have enough fun.
the law of attraction, and I titled it "Playing with the Law of Attraction," with "playing" in quotes, because people don't think about that. But we'll get into that in just a minute. Plus, we have open lines. We do open lines every Friday, even if we have a guest or a topic. That's right. And we do tarot mini readings. And you can call us at 714-816-4628. Remember to press 1 on your dial pad as soon as you get through, so we know that you want to be live on air. What that does is put you up in the queue in the order that you called in. That's how we take the calls, in the order they call in. And if you don't press 1, that's fine too. People call into the show, they're running around. They don't have Wi-Fi, or they don't want to use their data and, listen on the player. Hey, we all have free minutes. Just dial in the number, don't press 1, and you're welcome to listen to the show that way as well. But if you want to talk with us, press 1. You can also join us in the chat room at thetarotguild.com/chat. The Tarot Guild has been the international organization for tarot professionals, students, and tarot enthusiasts since 2004. We're in our 16th year. And They are our sponsors. That's right. On the Friday show, the Saturday show, and the 2 Sunday shows that Sharona does as well. Sharona's a member of the Tarot Guild too. And I wanted to mention, as long as we're talking about the Tarot Guild, that there are only a couple of days left on the 40% off sale we've got going on.
Oh.
And, it's a fantastic sale that we did for spring. We're calling it the Super Spring Sale, but it's really, we wanted it in conjunction with the whole COVID-19 health crisis, because people are stuck at home, and, what are you going to do? Well, you could join the guild. You can go through the certification process. If you're new to tarot, you can enroll in my tarot and numerology course. Or maybe you need to get a tarot reading. Maybe you don't want to call into the radio show. You want to get a private reading with me. Everything is 40% off right now. So I'm taking a look at that now. My tarot readers, my private tarot readings are normally $97. But with 40% off, it's $58 right now. Really, really inexpensive. And by the way, you're going to find all this at thetarotguild.com/spring. thetarotguild.com/spring. And if you want to learn tarot and numerology, the course is called Tarot by the Numbers. And it sells on the Tarot Guild website for $78. It originally sold for $297, but when we launched the new Tarot Guild website, I dropped the price way down to the number of cards in the deck, 78. So $78, but with 40% off, it's $46 and around 80 cents now. You can also join the guild, if you're already a professional. You can join the guild, and free tarot certification included with your membership. It's, again, normally $78 a year, but right now, $46.80. We've had a lot of people going through that now. I've had folks from Ireland, from India, from the United States and Canada, all becoming members and getting certified in the last week or so. So take advantage of this spring sale. It's going away at midnight, 11:59.99 or however 11:59.59. Yes. Yeah, you have 1 more second to do it. Yeah, so it's going to be midnight our time out here, Sunday the 31st. So you got the rest of today and Saturday and Sunday to sign up for the membership, get your certified tarot reader certification, the CTR, we call it, included with that, or enroll in our tarot course, or both. And if you want to do both, I have a secret discount on the discount, but you got to contact me personally for that. So if you want to take the course and become a member of the Guild and get certified after you're done with the course, I actually have a special deal going for that, Dr. Rose. But it's not publicized on the spring sale page. Yeah. You got to go on Facebook and contact me or email me, dax@thetarotguild.com, or go on to the website. You can join the website for free, thetarotguild.com, and you can message me right there, tarotguild.com, or shoot me an email, dax@thetarotguild.com, or find me on Facebook, Dax Carlisle, facebook.com/DAX Carlisle, yeah. Shoot me a message, say, hey, I want that package deal, and I'll reveal to you what the big discount is on that when you contact me. But if not, if you want to just start off with enrolling in the course, $46.80, it's never been that low. Same thing with the membership and the certification. And if you want a private reading with me, 40% off is just $58 right now. Go over to thetarotguild.com/spring and take advantage of all that. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. So we'll be getting to the call shortly here. Isn't that a great deal? I mean, I'm so glad that people are taking advantage of it. And they, we've had the spring sale going since April, all of April and all of May, for spring. And the summer's coming up now. I can't believe it's going to be June. My birthday is like in, 18 days or something. And that's halfway through the year. Yeah. June 16th. And I just can't, this whole health crisis thing distracted us. And we ended up in the middle of the year, and it's almost gone already. I mean, it's going to be Christmas in July before you know it.
Yeah.
And the 4th of July.
Pretty much.
And, oh, my God. But it's such a great sale. I thought it was a great idea. I mean, what better to do than take a course, especially my course. It's completely online, videos and a lot of supporting documents and other videos and things like that. And it's self-paced, 11 modules. You go as quickly or as slowly as you want. And I'm always around for questions. I'm always here, And we haven't had a lot of. Go ahead.
I was going to add, and the way things have changed. Things have changed a lot for all of us around the globe. Having setting up a tarot business, even if it's a side business, is not a bad thing. You can do that all online. Well, you don't have to be in the presence of the person.
Yes.
If they want to take it that way, or just to learn the tarot, that's also a good thing. But I was thinking, in this day and age, if you're looking for something online and you love tarot, take the certification course, and build yourself a little side business.
It doesn't even have to be a side business. It can be, but it could actually replace your business. Let's just say that your Muggle job. Let's say that you're not currently working at your Muggle job for any number of reasons, like they haven't reopened, or they put everybody on furlough, or they closed down permanently, or you're just waiting to go back to work. I mean, this is perfect because you could do it online, like Rose said. Yeah, absolutely, and you can make a really good living. In fact, off air, Rose and I were talking about our mothers, both of which are in the 80s, and taking care of the parents and things like that. And I remarked, Mary Brown, my co-host on the Saturday show, was a Hollywood reporter, but they had to move back to Amarillo, her and her husband Perry, to take care of a family member, just like Rose and I are doing with our parents. And so she had to give up her Hollywood job. She went full-time tarot reading and has replaced her income with tarot reading.
And it's so funny. That's the first time I've ever heard about that about Mary, so I'll have to talk to her.
Yeah.
And
now she works through a reading service called Keen, Keen, over the telephone. You can also do a lot of websites have video conferencing now. Aranum is a big one. for doing readings for folks, and you can make a really good living doing that. You really can.
Yeah.
And you know, you can grab my course, join the guild, get certified, have all your credentials, and then when you set up on one of these websites like a random, in your bio you can say, you know, that you're, you know, certified by the Tarot Guild, and it's a really good possibility for folks out there. You know, that, and the other thing I would mention is life coaching, and other things you can do helping people, such as energy tapping, emotional freedom technique, thought field therapy. That emotional freedom technique came from. You know, you could do tapping over video conferencing. You know, you're tapping on yourself and they're tapping, and you're helping them get rid of blocks and emotions, stress, PTSD, cravings for food that they don't want, cravings for cigarettes. You could eliminate everything with EFT. It is just phenomenal. And hand in hand with that is techniques from neurolinguistics. I know you're learning the neurolinguistics, and hypnosis. You're also studying hypnosis this summer, and she's going to be Rose is going to be a certified hypnotherapist and NLP practitioner. And all those modalities, you can learn them very quickly. You can be practicing in a week, if not just days, and you can do it all online. It all can be done online, you know. So there you go. That's our PSA. That's our public service announcement for the day. Oh, wow. And by the way, before we go into our topic, and actually it goes hand in hand with our topic of playing with the law of attraction and attracting in things like that, attracting in new business opportunities and so forth. And there's lots of things you could do. God, you could do Amazon drop shipping. But what I love about the things we mentioned, Rose, is that you are simultaneously making a good income, but you're helping people solve the biggest problems in their lives.
That's right.
Yes. And
coaching.
All this goes hand in hand.
Life coaching, yeah.
Right, and it's amazing. You know, when we started the show, you know, we were just going to start the show, talk about the law of attraction, go to calls. We didn't know this whole conversation that just, you know, organically arose just now, Rose. But it's in alignment with the numerology of the day and the tarot card of the day. I just noticed that. So let's do that real quick. The day is the 29th. 2 plus 9 is 11. That's the master illuminator number. That's learning new modalities, getting new certifications. It just goes hand in hand with what we were just talking about. This is the day to do that and get going.
Yes.
You can enroll in my course. You can go on Udemy and enroll in courses really inexpensively. Dr. Jones's courses are really expensive. In fact, if you want a special on life coaching, hypnosis, or NLP, contact me after the show. I'll give you links where I can get it really inexpensive for you, because I've been friends with Steve for 11 years now. I've had him on the radio show multiple times, and I can get his courses cheaper than you can get publicly. So contact me after the show if you're interested in any of the options. It reduces to 2, which is about relationships. So think of that client-practitioner relationship. And then the card of the day, the Page of Pentacles. He's holding up his pentacle, intently staring at it. One of the meanings of this card is a new interest and study and studiousness and knowledge and learning and an eagerness for it, which leads right into our conversation about playing with the law of attraction. Now, you came up with this, Rose, but I'm just going to, and I'm not sure what direction you want to go with it, but I'm just going to tell you the first thing that popped in my head. You know how we have had shows recently where we talked about the 4 steps?
Yeah.
And one of them is the emotion step. That's what fuels the law of attraction.
Right.
And it's positive emotions. It's emotions about what you're trying to attract in, but also general playfulness with it, that kind of energy, that playful energy, that positiveness. If you're not attracting in what you want to attract in, it's because it's where your emotions are and where your focus is. If you're focused on the lack, you're not focused on what you want. And if you're focused on the lack, most likely you're going to have these negative emotions, right? Right, Rose?
That's absolutely right. And that's why you want to have fun with it, you know?
Right. So what's some great ways that you can actually have fun with it?
So I'm glad you mentioned about how a lot of times when people are not successful with attracting what they want, it's because they're really focused on lack. So think about it. I lost my job due to COVID-19, for example. I'm just bringing this up. A lot of people and or maybe I'm laid off.
Hey, Rose.
Or whatever they call it.
Rose, can I jump in for just a second? We're having that audio problem. I don't know if the listeners are hearing this. It might be only through the switchboard, but it's the same issue we were having last week where there's an audio problem where it's garbling up what you're saying. But you fixed it last week somehow. You moved your phone or you moved your mic.
I moved my phone.
What did you do?
A bad signal. How is it? How does it sound now?
Okay, now I can make out what you're saying. Could you start over with that because I didn't hear a word you said. It was all garbled on my end.
Well, my apologies, everybody, and to you, Dax. So what I was saying was that I'm glad that you brought up the issue of why people have difficulty attracting what they want with the law of attraction, and it really turns some people off. They say, oh, this thing doesn't work. I've been thinking about this one thing all the time, and I never see it. Well, typically what tends to happen is that we focus on, like you said, what we don't want or what we're missing. So, like, for example, I was giving the example of I lost my job due to COVID-19. I can't work or I'm furloughed or whatever they're calling it. Right now I'm not bringing any money, and I need to replace that. And so what happens is that when you're trying to work the law of attraction without the emotional positivity, high vibration part, then what you're really doing is attracting more of what you don't have, right? You're not able to find a job. You're not able to, bring in more income. And that's because you're coming in at a deficit. You're like, I have to fill my pockets. I have to feed my family. I need gas for my car, whatever it is. But I need to eat, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm not able to, attract what I want because you're coming from lack and need. So that's why I decided to come up with manifestation games. It's something actually I found on Pinterest, and it's really a lot of fun. I when I saw it, I saw a few posts on manifestation games, and I thought, well, what is this, right? But when I looked at it more deeply and I understood, I understand what they're doing with this. People need to have more fun. They need to have more positivity. Generally speaking, when you have fun, you're more lighthearted, you're open, you're not just about, rarely do people come into a situation where they're like, I have to have fun, they're not tense. You're more open, you're more positive. And so some of the games that I saw, I'm just going to talk about three of them really quickly. And one of them is the I Spy game. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, Dax. I Spy with My Eye. This is like a game that was played as a child, especially when we used to travel. I'm up in Northern California, and a lot of our family members that we would visit were in Southern California, so we'd have an 8-hour drive, right? And, it's really not an 8-hour drive. It's probably more like 6, but, with kids having to stop, go to the bathroom, all that kind of stuff, it turns into 8 hours. And so you need things to do in the car. Kids get bored. This was before we had cell phones and video this and that and streaming and all that kind of stuff. So we were just kind of stuck in a car sitting around. Couldn't read because it's hard because sometimes people get seasick or whatever because of the movement and whatnot. So you had to come up with a game, I Spy with My Eye. And so someone would say, I spy with my eye, and they would describe something. And then the kids would have to look and see what the person was looking at and name it. Well, you can also do that as a manifestation game. So the idea is that you choose, it's a little bit different. So what you do is that You choose 3 things, just fun, lighthearted things that you want to see as you're taking your journey. If you're going to the store, going out, just taking a ride, whatever it is. Maybe and pick some interesting things. It could be a blue car type of vehicle. You want to see a blue SUV, or maybe there's a particular color that you like, because they come up with these real interesting kind of like a orange sienna color these days with cars. You can come out with something really interesting. So you write a list of 3 things that you would like to see for the day. That's fine. And then as you go out and about, see what shows up. So make it really lighthearted. Maybe you want to see a black cat, Oh, I love black cats. Some people really like cats, whether it's a black cat or a tabby or whatever it is. You could do it with animals. You could do it with types of birds or types of plants. You could do it with vehicles or types of homes. Maybe you want to see a very unique-looking home. Maybe it has an orange door and the rest of it's blue. It's however it is that you want to spy on or you want to see throughout your day. And what you do is you just play it as a game. Don't worry about whether or not you don't see it or don't try to look for it. Just notice as you go along. You just kind of, looking in your environment and see where these things pop up. So that's an I Spy game. You can do that and just do it for fun. And another reason for doing this kind of manifestation game, whether it's I Spy or the other 2 that I'll give in just a second, it also has to do with pumping those muscles of actually intently manifesting. Remember, we're manifesting all the time. We've just been doing it unconsciously. If you have relationship problems, if you have money problems, et cetera, it's because you're not intently focused or you're not consciously manifesting. You're doing it unconsciously, and a lot of us carry these kind of negative beliefs and assertions and things of that nature, and it plays out, okay? So think of it as a game. Work those muscles. And then, so there's another game. What was the other game? I have something similar that I've done with this, but let me tell you what it is. So it's a communication manifestation game. Think of someone that you would love to receive a phone call from. Kind of be in a relaxed state. Imagine your phone ringing and you see the name of the person shows up on your phone or whatever kind of phone you have, and you pick it up and say, hey, so-and-so, I was just thinking about you. It's so nice to hear from you. And just have imagine a wonderful conversation that you have with this person. Okay, that's another manifestation game. You can actually send, it's like a telepathic message that you send. I want so-and-so to contact me. You don't have to say want, but what you want to do is just imagine, oh, my gosh, I got a call from my grandmother. She just called me out of the blue. Or my best friend from childhood found my number, and she's called me, or he called me. Or my crush, my high school crush. Hopefully they're doing well in their lives. Some crushes you don't.
I've had that
from.
happen where you're for some reason you think about somebody and then suddenly they call you like 5 minutes later. I mean, it's it happens. So you can reverse it, do it as a game. That makes a lot of sense. Same thing with the I Spy. It's sort of like reversing it.
Right.
And
so
I like.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. Like I've actually had this happen, but it was I didn't intend for to actually come into communication with the person. So what happened was this: I had just gotten back to California. I had lived in Indiana and New York, the New York area, for over a decade or so, right? And I came back home after I had graduated, got my PhD. And, I was just thinking about all the things that happened before I left, people and whatnot. And I was thinking about this particular guy who I remember. His name is Mateo. I won't give his last name because I don't want to get in trouble. But I just thought about him, and I was like, oh, yeah, I wonder how he's doing. And I just thought about him for a day, and I thought, oh, yeah, I remember this happened. We had this experience. We were in school together as teachers, getting our teacher certification. And I was just thinking, I wonder how he's doing. 2 days later, I saw him roll up. I was walking in Berkeley, going to my car, and he said, excuse me, young lady. And I looked, and I was like, oh my God, it's Mateo. Like, it was just out of the blue. We had lost communication. I didn't know where he was. He didn't even have to be in the Bay Area. He could have been anywhere, I didn't know how to get in contact with him. And then all of a sudden, boom, he was right there 2 days later. So that's why I'm like, it's the same. It's very similar to the communication game. When you think fondly of a person, and you're like, oh, wow, I wonder what they're doing. I wonder what happened, blah, blah, blah. What is their lives are like? And, just imagine it as a phone call or imagine running into them, and it will actually happen. So I've had that experience. I'll give one more, and then we'll get to the readings part or get to, what is it, the top of the hour.
And I've got one. I got one, too, if you don't mention it next. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, there's another way to manifest and a lot of to create it as a game, and it's really about giving. A lot of times we are very, especially when we're having financial problems, the last thing you want to think about is giving money away. Now, if you really are strapped, don't do this with money in particular. There are other things you could give, a certain book that you have, or just a nice positive note for somebody. It doesn't have to be money, but I'm going to give you an example of money. You can actually take little, monies like dollar bills here, and you hide them in someone's home. Let's say a parent, a friend, or whatnot, and you can tie a little note of some kind of, positive note. I just wanted to make your day with this little dollar. It's a little, it's not a lot of money, but I just wanted you to know that I'm thinking of you fondly, and here's my gift to you, or something like that. However you write the note is, just make sure that it's positive. And you can hide it throughout the person's house. You want to make sure these are places that the person goes to. So you don't want to hide it too much. It's kind of like a hide and seek game, but you're giving something away. And if you can't do the money part, you can do $10, $20. If you want to do $100, that's great. If you don't have that kind of money, then just leave positive notes. For those of you who are with someone, maybe you have a significant other, a spouse or partner, someone that you love or care about. It could just be a college roommate. Put a positive note on a Post-it and put it on the bathroom mirror. I just want to say that you're gorgeous today, regardless of what you look like. And that really raises the vibration, not only for yourself, but also for them. So that's another way to do it. Now, if you want to focus more on money, then you would do the money part. You would hide little bits of money. Maybe they have a favorite book and you put a $10 bill in there. So because, when they go and they open up, they're like, oh, my gosh, that kind of thing. What do you have, Dax?
Awesome.
What do you think?
Well, first of all, piggybacking on what you just said, if you don't want to leave cash laying around, one other way you could do it. I mean, nothing. Not that there's anything wrong. I don't want you guys to get the idea I'm saying there's something wrong with leaving the cash around. I'm just thinking that if there's something specific that that they like, for me, obviously it would be Starbucks. So leave a $10 Starbucks card. Something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a great idea. You could do that as well. Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing I had was way back when you first said you had this idea to do this show, Playing with the Law of Attraction. The first thing that popped in my head was vision boards. And I started to think, because they're so connected with the Law of Attraction community, and I thought, wow, there are so many cool things out there that you can do with those nowadays. One is you could do the old-fashioned vision board, and that's when you take a board, or a giant. What do they call that when it's it's made of paper, but it's poster board. I just couldn't think of the word poster board.
Oh, poster board, right.
You take the poster board and you cut images out of magazines that fit what you're trying to attract, and you take the glue sticks, and stick them on the board. And another way you could do it is just you go onto Google and you find images, print them out on your printer, and then cut them out and then paste them to the board. You know, because nowadays not as many people have physical magazines anymore. I have like one magazine I get from the American Legion, and that's it. You know, when I was younger, I used to love going to the bookstores, Barnes and Noble, Borders. I would, you know, peruse through all the different kinds of magazines, hundreds of magazines, hundreds of interests, you know, and I'd buy magazines. But, you know, people don't do that as much anymore. They get all the content on the web. So you could find the images online, print them out, cut them out, put them on a page, and you can make this a big, fun family game where you get the kids involved, get the grandparents involved. If you don't have those, you know, you have your sister over, or you have your BFF over, and you make a party of it. And especially if it's your BFF, you know, you pull out the bottle of wine, you know, and of course you could do it with your significant other as well, or both, you know, and you pull out the wine glasses and you have some wine, or maybe it's during lunchtime, you do your 3-martini lunch and you're cutting out pictures and you're pasting, and it's just fun. Now, you could still do this by yourself and make it a game and make it fun, because they have computer programs now for vision boards. And you can grab images and on your laptop, and you can, you know, pop them into these programs, and you can move things around. And I really haven't explored it. I don't know everything that's out there, but I know there is a lot out there that you can do. Also, there's Mind Movies. I was involved with the Mind Movie project many years back. It's still going, and I went to some of the conventions and got heavily involved with it. You know, got a decade ago or more, I was living in San Diego, and the founders of Mind Movies, they live in San Diego, so I got to have lunch with them and hang out and go to the convention, which was, of course, held in San Diego. People came from all around the world for this Mind Movies project, which is like adding motion to the images, adding video as well as static images, music, sounds, things like that. So you could create, you know, start one of these projects, creating a mind movie for yourself that will play on your device and get you into the swing of the law of attraction by watching it and listening to it. But in the process of creating the project in the first place, it's like a game. But it could be a solo game. Yeah, so if you don't have other people to play with to do the vision board game project, you can do it yourself, making a mind movie or using these programs on your laptop or your pad. Nowadays, more on their pad, these kind of projects, you know. So there's my suggestions for playing with it, making it fun, you know. And we mentioned EFT and TFT, energy tapping, and you can be playful with that too. You can tap in, you know, we use EFT it was originally for post-traumatic stress, PTSD and stress, and, you know, veterans coming back from Vietnam, you know, it goes all the way back to the 70s, folks. And now they say try it on everything, you know. Nick Gordner, you know, they made the movie and everything in the book, you know, try it on everything. And but we always think of tapping away the negative things, but you can also tap in the good things. You can tap in affirmations. You can tap in a playful attitude about it, you know. And you know, we gave the steps to the law of attraction and the cross of manifestation from tarot, which shows that visually. In a previous radio show, you can go to psychetalk.net/Fridays, psychictalk.net/Fridays, and just scroll down a little bit. You'll see that show, and I think there might have been actually 2 shows back then, a few weeks back or so, and it might have been January, and go look through the steps, and what you could do is going through the whole law of attraction manifestation steps process. Make it a game. So when we talk about writing out your goals and writing out, slowly developing or quickly developing a crystal clear image of what you want to attract in, make that a game to do that every day. Okay, every night I'm going to program my subconscious in my dreams to reveal steps and things that I need to do. Every morning I'm going to wake up and jot it down in my own handwriting. And I'm also going to write down additional aspects to a goal or additional goals. And I'm going to spend 10 minutes focusing on it, 5-10 minutes. Doesn't have to be long, and make it a ritual, but make it like a game to do that, and then it'll dovetail also into the other games that you mentioned. Can use bits and pieces of that as well.
Yeah. That's great.
Yep. Awesome sauce. Wow. Okay, so there you go, folks. Playing with the law of attraction, it speeds it up quite a bit. And, that's another thing, too. If you're having trouble focusing on what you want instead of focusing on what you don't want, which is what most of us do, playing the games and playing with it and doing the steps and so forth, and creating the vision board and making a game out of it for the whole family, all of that will do that for you. It will get your focus off of the negative. It'll get your focus off of what you don't have or the lack, and focus you on what you want instead as well. So there's that aspect of it, Rose.
Yep. That sounds great to me. Yeah.
Awesome.
Playing with the law of
we're going
attraction.
to take
Have fun with it, everybody. Don't take it so seriously.
Don't take it so seriously. And that's the other thing, is it also is a defense against slipping back into the negative. Because typically what happens is we get really excited about it. We set the goal. We go through the steps. Nothing happens. And we go, this doesn't work. Remember you said that earlier? Well, by being playful with it, treating it as a game, not having expectations, you, leave yourself open for something bigger and better, that the universe can bring in. But also, it prevents you from slipping into that, it didn't work. If you're doing it as a game and you're being playful with it. Yeah. That's another aspect of it, too. Yes. So, give us a call, 714-816-4628. Remember to press 1 on your dial pad as soon as you get through, so we know you want to be live on air with us. If we don't get to your call today, although we have time for quite a few calls if we can, go quickly through this, Rose. But we'll be back tomorrow, or at least I will be, with Mary Brown. We're having another Open Lines and Tarot mini reading show. But it's also the end of the month, and the last Saturday of the month, we always do our Psychic Spin segment. That's where we look at something in the news, and we put a psychic spin on it because we can do numerology, pull tarot cards, and several other techniques. What are we going to look at tomorrow? We're going to be looking at what does the tarot say about a COVID-19 vaccine, because that's been in the news a lot over the last few weeks. So we're going to see what the tarot says about that, and then we're going to take your phone calls, anything that's on your mind, and tarot mini readings as well. You'll find all of our upcoming shows at psychictalk.net/upcoming. Monday, it's always a double header, Wisdom of the Soul with Janice Fuchs, and Compassionate Light and Healing and Guidance with host Catherine Hahn. Catherine, it's June 1st, so Catherine is starting a brand new series of shows on the Divine You. That sounds really interesting, Rose. Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
And, of course, you and I will be back June 5th, and we'll have an open line show on June 5th, and Saturday, June 6th, it is There's a Rock for That with host Mary Brown. The first Saturday of the month, Mary does her own show by herself without me. Oh. But she does There's a Rock for That, and she talks about crystals and a lot of related things, as well as taking your calls, and she does special crystal readings on the Saturday show. Her show, June 6th, is Jasper, A Friend to Humanity. Jasper. So be sure to check that out as well. You'll find all of this and some other upcoming shows leading up to halfway through June. Can't believe it's June. Gosh. You'll find them all on our upcoming show page, psychictalk.net/upcoming. That's psychictalk.net/upcoming. And it looks like area code 727 has been waiting the longest. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Kate calling from Florida.
Hi, Kate.
Oh, we love our Florida calls. How is it in Florida? Is it hot down there, or what's it doing?
Yeah. We have had record heat this spring.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, it's interesting,
boy.
Kate, because the same thing's happening here in Arizona. We have never had temperatures like this in May. So we're hitting records starting today and going through the weekend. We don't know how high it's going to get, but it's going to be in the hundreds for sure.
Wow.
And there it's dry, and here it's muggy.
Yes, yes. It's a dry heat. That's why I went to Arizona instead of Florida. You know, most of the people from my area, Philadelphia, Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York, they all retire to Florida. It's like, no, we came out here. So what's on your mind, Kate? What do you want to talk about?
I would adore a mini tarot reading.
Awesome. So what's the burning question? If you called into a radio show, you must have a burning question. What do you want to know about?
Mine is always more understanding that we are always manifesting. It's more confirmation, and then it's like stopping to confirm directions. Even though you're using your GPS, it's always nice when someone else says, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So the next 90 days, what's like dominant in the next 90 days?
So do you have something? Well, when I look at it, I see you working on some kind of project and having a new idea, and I also see some celebrations coming. But is there, you were talking about clarifying direction and seeing if you're on the right track or something like that. I pull cards. I've got some great information coming in, about this new idea, this project.
Just whatever's coming to you.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much it. I mean, what I'm seeing is that you come up with this idea. It involves eventually other people. You're working on some kind of project. Right away, it reminded me of that vision board project I suggested, for playing with the law of attraction. And then there's some kind of celebration coming up in the next couple of months. But I still am really curious. I want to ask you, can you put something that you're talking about here, this nebulous thing that I don't know what it is, you were just saying that you're trying to manifest things. Can you put something into a yes/no question or a this versus that question so I can draw cards on that too, maybe?
In terms of burning,
I just feel like there's something. I feel like there is a question there that we're not getting to.
Now, Mary is hosting with you, yes?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Oh, how about today?
Today is Dr. Rose
Dr.
Wilkerson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been
she's a
listening
life
the whole
coach.
time for Rose.
Oh no,
So
that's
that's
okay.
interesting in terms of symbolism. I always think of Rose and Mary together as symbols.
Mm-hmm.
So is there anything that you're getting, Rose? Because I feel like that's going to, again, give me some direction in terms of specific questions.
About what's coming up for you? Not really. I mean, I'm not the tarot reader. Dax is. So, but I don't have anything that's shouting out at me.
Dr. Rose is a life coach, and she's working on her hypnotherapy and her NLP. She's a spiritual life coach. She's done tarot in the past, but she doesn't do readings on the show. I do the readings, and she does the commentary. She also offers certain things like, we gotta do that clean mantra too for the law of attraction.
Right.
Yeah.
This has been extremely helpful. The most burning question I have right now is the immediacy, Dax, of I sent my daughter a prescription overseas, and understandably, there's been a lot of delay. It's nothing, it's important, not urgent. And I did not insure it, so we have no way of knowing where it is, because once it leaves the States, without insurance, the tracking drops off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so anything in terms of, and I'm using the visualization of it's already there, it's already there, it's already there at the address.
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, well, when I look at the cards, I get 4 out of 5 yes cards. Can't talk today.
That's okay. Can you tell me which card you pulled?
It's looking very, very positive, okay? Let me tell you what's going on. So you got the 6 of Swords, which is slow progress towards the goal, goal, but it's slow. And things are slowed down by the fact that they're overwhelmed. We got the 10 of Wands. So it's not so bad here in the U.S., but when you're doing international, a lot of things are slowed down. For instance, there are some things, I just got a new phone, and looking on Amazon for things, accessories, and they're shipping from China, and it's taking weeks and weeks. I mean, you're lucky if you can get it in July. And that so that's the situation. That's what's going on. However, you're going to get a message about this shortly. The Judgment card shows up. Gabriel is blowing his horn. It's going to be.
Oh, I love Gabriel.
Yes, it's coming. It's here, and then we end up with the 10 of Cups. Everything is going to be coming up roses. It's going to get there.
And then is there one more card?
The very first card, which I didn't bother to mention because it doesn't really affect the reading, is the 7 of Wands, and it's the very first card. It's only expressing the situation leading up from the past to when you asked this question, and it's saying that basically you have the high ground. You're in a good situation. You're in a good position. It's just this delay, which is the very next card, is the slow progress, is the delay. Yeah. So that's the 5 cards that I got, and the timing card is the 10, so it could be another 10 days though.
Okay. Jack, it all feels related just in terms of mindset, mentality. So that's really, you did exactly what I needed. Thank you so much.
You're
Everything's
welcome.
in
And
the
Kate,
mind.
I have a recommendation really quickly. While you're doing your visualization of it being of the medicine arriving, you can chant the mantra GUM. GUM is an obstacle remover mantra, and you can basically imagine an elephant breaking through any obstacle that's there, whether it's people moving slowly, they have to have whatever it is that they're doing that is preventing the package from getting there sooner. Just chant GUM and imagine like a big, huge elephant just breaking through whatever obstacles that are there.
What does the acronym stand for, Rose?
What is the what?
It's not an acronym. It's a sound. It's a sound that you're making.
Yeah.
So it's not an acronym.
Oh,
it's what we call a
seed.
Right. It's what we call a seed mantra. Seed mantras tend to be very short, maybe 1 or 2 syllables.
Got it.
And it's all a sound. It's a frequency. That's all. Yeah.
That was so helpful. Thank you. This was super.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Kate.
Glad.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Wow, what a fun first call, Dr. Rose. We were all over the place with that call, but
Kate is like a ray of sunshine, of happy sunshine. That's
she is. I love her voice. I hope she calls back in. Call back in, Kate. We love you. Dr. Rose, I was going to ask, it sounds like gum, but how do they spell it?
Different languages can spell it differently. Typically, for English speakers, it's GUM. It's like chewing gum, right? Because it's the same sound.
Right.
If you're a
I was
Spanish
just
or Portuguese speaker, it could be GAM. Some people, there's some slight difference in terms of, approximating the vowel sound. That's pretty much it. But GUM is typically how it's spelled. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I was just curious. I know sometimes they have different spellings. It's just like when you think of pi in mathematics, in geometry, it's pi. It's not pi like we normally spell it. So I thought maybe gum had a odd spelling, like Kleem does. The mantra Kleem, usually KLEEM.
It's because Sanskrit doesn't use Roman alphabet, and
it's
more of an approximation of what it sounds like in English. So some people will spell it KLEEM, and some will spell it KLIM. It's a matter of preference. There's no right way.
Yeah,
if you want to, it will be a script or a particular symbol in Sanskrit, obviously. So the way it was written originally.
And the people that translate it and then write these words for us in English, I just want to wring their necks sometimes. It's like the Chinese, like Taoists, and the Tao comes from Taoism, and they spell it TAO. TAO is not Tao, people. DOW is Tao. There might be other ways to phonetically spell it, but it should be phonetic. That's the thing. I understand languages that use our characters and the translation from a foreign language, and there might be nuances, and so we're going to spell it, closer to how they spell it, things like that. But when you're coming from a character-based language like Japanese, Korean, Vietnamese, Chinese, Sanskrit, anything like that, where they're not even using characters even remotely like ours, even Russian. When you're translating from that, you should go by the sound and spell it phonetically in English, people. Stop it with the TAO. What the heck is that?
There's a whole field of study about that, actually. The orthography.
You're the linguist.
Orthography is more of the handwriting, but there's a whole field in linguistics about that, especially with languages that have never been written before, and they have like a whole negotiation. Like there's some Native American languages that are no longer written, or they weren't written to begin with, and then so they're going to write them down now, and there's like a discussion between the community and the linguist about what it is that they want. I'm not saying that's what happened with Dow. I have no idea what spelled T-A.
I have no idea. But I got to say, one bright spot is for years, I'm talking decades, I've been pissed off at this.
Yeah.
And I never knew who to blame or yell at. Now I do. I have the doctor of linguistics on my show with me every week, my co-host. It's your fault, Rose. I'm blaming you for frickin' Dow.
I was working on that project. I had a drink, TD, it just came out.
Let's see who's been waiting the longest out there. We're having way too much fun on this show. I know we're going overtime already. Let's see.
Yeah.
Area code 2210. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Pearl from Texas.
Can you say the
Hi,
name
Pearl.
again? Pearl?
This is Pearl from Texas.
Hi, Pearl. You know what? For a second there, I thought, I don't even want to go there. But I mean, that whole conversation about Dow, and I thought she said it was POW or something like that. I'm like, oh, you're messing with me. Oh. I hope you're having as fun listening to the show, Pearl, as we're doing it.
Yes, I have. Oh, good.
What
do you want to chat about?
Ready for my question?
Yep.
Okay. So my question is that now that the business world is pivoting in different directions to accommodate the current virus situations, I have a person so I'm in real estate and staging, but I am immune compromised. So where do you see my business going in the next 30, 60, 90 days?
Oh, now that's an interesting situation. Very interesting because, it depends. Like, if you can do your business remotely, if you can go out and stage property, not actually have to be in contact with people, it's not so bad. But if you have to actually show property or be with clients or stuff like that, I could see how that's probably really troubling you, right?
So what's my pivot? There are e-design things in place, but how is this going to go for me? What do you see, feel, think?
Okay. Well, there is going to be a pivot because the Ace of Coins shows up. It's a new financial opportunity. And what's going on, and by the way, the first card is a major arcana card. It's the Temperance card. And it's the only major arcana card showing, so that's the really powerful influence. It's Archangel Michael, and he is pouring fluid. They usually say that like the fluid of life going from one cup to the other. It's also going at an impossible angle. If you and I tried to do that, it would fall down straight on the ground, not go into the cup that's across from it. So there's something magical going on, and it's typically the marrying of opposites, things that you don't normally put together. All right, harmony and fusion and blending, cooperation, and patience is a big part of that card as well. And then the very next card is the one I first start off with because that's what's important to me is the Ace of Coins. That shows up and shows, yes, there are other opportunities. And then there's the Four of Cups, which is a card that shows your possibilities. And what happens in the card is, okay, the person is sitting down, Indian style, crossed legs, arms crossed. They're not happy, and they're looking at these three cups, and they got these choices, but they're just not happy with it. And off to their right in their peripheral vision, a fourth cup is being offered. It's like a hand coming out of a cloud with a fourth cup. They just don't see it yet. So there's this opportunity that you're just not seeing yet, and that is the Ace of Coins opportunity. Now, in the traditional Waite-Smith version of the deck, the Ace of Coins, like the cup being offered by the hand coming out of the cloud, this new opportunity, this pentacle or coin, is offered by a hand coming out of a cloud. And it's right in the middle of this gorgeous garden. And the garden is completely closed in by like a giant hedge going